So 5.4% represents the actual Asian buying power in new vehicle market in the U.S. with all vehicles. And what you can see here for comparative purposes is African Americans represent 8 out of 100 new vehicles sold in the U.S. and leading away from a diverse consumer perspective, which again, my focus, because that's what Auto's focus is right now, is African American, Asian, and Hispanic. Yes, all three communities have been here since the beginning of time, but the auto industry is a little slow and they're still trying to get their arms around the big three. We know that Middle Eastern and other communities are out there, but that's our focus for now. And then you can see Caucasian represents 72 out of every 100 deals. I put this up here first because I want you to walk out with facts. I don't want anybody to have dim lights or think, hey, less of the auto industry when they say we're starting a diversity practice or diversity marketing outreach, and we're going to start with Hispanics, then African American, then Asian, because you see the numbers. But what I'm also going to do today before I leave this stage is empower you to say, Asians shouldn't always be last. Because when we look at this next number, 9.9%, that represents the Asian share of luxury new vehicles, which you can see right away, you all doubled down and you are the benchmark in Mark Bland's own words. And I talked to every CEO in the auto industry, bar none. I just left from meeting with Scott Kehoe, who's the CEO of Audi, yesterday before I flew out here for this conference. And I tell them all, Asians are the benchmark for luxury, Scott. If you think you have a luxury brand, what is your penetration with Asians? If it's low, you're not quite there yet. If it's high, you're truly Asian brand. Because you can see that you go from 5% overall to almost 10% Asian, whereas African Americans under-index, 8% overall, only 6% luxury. Hispanics, 14%, but only 10% luxury. And there's your Caucasian peers there, which again, there's a perception and there's reality. And I'm here to break down all perceptions and paradigms and talk about the real. There's a perception that Caucasians are the most affluent. I want to prove to you today that your community is the most affluent. And don't let me down when you talk to my automotive peers, okay? Next number, 787,421. As I talked about, I am a census house. I deal in exact figures, not no speculative stuff, and I don't do a lot of surveys. I don't do any surveys. Asian consumers, that was your total 2017 new vehicle personal purchases. And when I talk about diverse community, I've pretty much trained and worked with every auto manufacturer to look at personal individual buying. We don't talk about commercial and fleet because when you look at the individual diverse community, that skews everything. I'll give you an example using myself. I'm a progressive African-American man. I hit the lottery. I moved to Salt Lake City. I decided I'm going to buy 100,000 new vehicles, and I'm going to put them all in my name for tax purposes. All of a sudden, the beacon goes off, hey, there's a growing African-American population in Salt Lake City. And that's not the case. So therefore, we always use personal registrations, individual buys, okay?